19 through the 25th. Brought to you by Continuum COMiX. This week's feature is Continuum COMiX. They're a sponsor. When creators unite through creativity, bridging universes together, great things can happen. That is Continuum COMiX. Find out more at ContinuumComics.com. There I am with Buddy Scalera. We had a great time in Get in Tune. Check it out. Go to the YouTube channel, type in Get in Tune, and see what me and Buddy had to say about the industry at large. Plus, he's got a Kickstarter coming. Comics News Wire Weekended was recorded this week already. Find out what happened last week with the Weekended program. It's in the record books. And then the early edition this week has been released. Find out what happened earlier in this week. The kick started this week. Remember, our Art of the Day program is in full effect, and we actually give you Jackson Geese did a cover for 2 Gargoyle comics, and it's amazing. Check out comicbookadvocates.com for all the Art of the Day. And that's only weekdays, guys, just as an FYI. It's time for you to sign up today to be notified when we go live with Wolf and Fox, a divorced duo forced to co-parent a city they both love. When a relationship sours, a heroic duo must work together to put past their mutual trauma and work together to protect the city they both love. You can find that at wolfandfox.com. Rob Liefeld's variant cover for October's Spider-Man #1 and his own classic cover for New Mutants 98 is covered by Comic Book Resources. Check out the cover. Coming soon, a project that's going to be something you're going to watch. Stay tuned to more of our programs as we expand on this amazing program. Well, I should say this amazing property that's coming from Comics Unknown. Just give me 1 second, kids. It's got to adjust something for the people at home. Trying to make something better for TikTok, too. Let me just make sure we're doing good. Everyone wave to them over on Facebook. Hi, Facebook. We're live everywhere, by the way, guys. Everywhere. Almost went in live on LinkedIn today. That's how many places we go live at. Comic Book Resources lets us know that Marvel confirms that EA is working on several unannounced superhero-based games of its comics. Look forward to playing your favorite comic on PlayStation 10. All right, here we go. Coming off Comic Book Advocate CNW, the Comics Newswire page. Hey guys, been a while since we did a throwback, so they decided to do one at NRG Comics. And they're throwing at you an old pick done by Game Pal featuring Two Man himself. Make sure to follow the NRG Comics page there on the Meta. You heard about him a lot during the Scarlet Witch show, but it turns out Mephisto is on his way. And this time, it's for real. Brought to us by comicbook.com Twitter page. It's time to know the origin of Joe Planet Origins. It's #2 is available over on globalcomics.com. Brought to us by Hannah over at our Comics News Wire meta group, The Newsroom. Major changes are coming to the X-Men as their resurrection protocols have been changed, and one of the most cosmically powerful beings in the Marvel Universe just killed several key heroes. Oh no, the X-Men are for a tough fall and winter. Pick up this soon at your local comic book shop, given to us by comicbook.com. Over there on their Twitter, Exterminators #1 sends Dazzler, Jubilee, Boom Boom, looks like Wolverine, into a girls' night filled with vampires. Read their review, or more importantly, go get that book by Lee Williams and Leia. I might pronounce that wrong. Carlos Gomez. Go check out that book today. L-E-H. That's Leia. Leia. Not Leia. It's Lay, maybe? Tell me how I'm doing it wrong, guys. Let me know. There we go. For more on Furor, Tales of the Vampire, Hardly Priced Comics #1 comic reveal is coming soon. And this is Tales of the Vampire. Stay tuned for more. EA has confirmed it's working on multiple Marvel video games besides the recently announced Iron Man title. I'm personally hoping for an X title. That was brought to us, by the way, by comicbook.com. Chris Johnson shares with us his Under Chaos and other creations at his studio, which has a ridiculous amount of output a month, apparently. He's looking for artists who can keep up with the demanding schedule. Hopefully, he can find those. From Patreon, we have my man, Victor Dandridge. His page, The Hardest Working Man of Comics. Check out his page today and become a Patreon of The Hardest Working Man in Comics, Victor Dandridge. We've been causing some controversy, kids. How low is the bar for Comic-Con promoters? Well, we kind of gave an open letter of our expectations, which hopefully sets the bar for all shows going forward. Check out the open letter to Comic-Con event promoters at comicbookadvocates.com and see what we expect Comic-Cons to look like in the future. The future! This week's COMiX FUNDER hasn't been picked yet. We're still restarting that program, but in the meantime, we do have a last call, and that last call comes from Don Dexter, who gives us the Dime Store Detective #1. It's True Detective meets it in the supernatural crime mystery. And follow all the information you need to know about the campaigns now on Kickstarter by going to backerpaws.com and seeing what's live right now. And if you want to get this week's Backer Paws, just go over to our Comics Newswire and look for week 38 when we combined it all, and you'll find everything you need. But for now, as this video is live, it's on our main page, I should say, backerpaws.com. Because it's part of Comic Book Advocates, so it's not the main page. DCWJ, Derek Chu says, my incentive variant cover of Batman Incorporated issue 1 featuring a new character called Black Mist fighting thugs with Batman in the background. It's hashtag DC Comics, hashtag Black Mist, hashtag Batman. Fergie's back, or Foggy's back. I don't know why I was calling Fergie, but Foggy Nelson is back, it turns out. But will he be the same Foggy? I don't think so. Everyone keeps telling us this isn't going to be a continuation of the Netflix series, so we'll have to see how this Foggy responds to Daredevil and Matt Murdock, his best friend. Brought to us by Comic Book Resources. Huge news! It's finally here! It's finally here! There's an Alien in My Toilet. It's live on Kickstarter. You can go to Kickstarter right now and be one of the first backers, especially if you're watching this live or within hours of us recording this. If you didn't, I'm sorry you missed out there, because there were super secret and first day incentives. Go check Kickstarter to see about getting you your copy of There's an Alien in My Toilet. And I just want to show you some people. I want to show you some people the seriousness I got. You guys can't see it, okay? But if you go to the TikTok page, go to the Instagram page, you guys can see that I actually own the book. So when I'm talking excitedly about it, it's because I get that from my kid. So I'm just not blowing smoke up your ass. Although I try to talk nicely about everything. I know that creator, and I love his energy. Comic Book Resources give us wow! Venom star Tom Hardy wins a gold at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament? This dude, he's badass. No wonder he's Venom. Batman Superman introduces the Man of Steel's secret sidekick? You'll have to go to comicbook.com to find out more. For all you Nightwing fans, it's time for the Nightwing butt. That's right. According to comicbook.com, Gotham Knights deliberately includes Nightwing's butt shots for the fans. I know there's OnlyFans, but does this make this Nightwing OnlyFans? I love this. This is decades in the making. Jax is actually named after Damian, and I remember when this first cover came out. Wow. I absolutely love this. This is brought to us by Josh Side, I think. I don't really... Josh's side is? Either way, very cool. Thanks for sharing, Josh. It has begun the award at the Fandom Bubble Award for Anthology of the Year. If you think you printed the Anthology of the Year, created it, and can get it to the actual Fandom Bubble Awards, then you should enter it today. And If you can't win the award, at least get noticed for being part of the awards. Over at Fandom Bubble Awards on the Meta. From comicbookresources.com and their Twitter page, Batman one day sees Two-Face cross a line that makes the villain totally irredeemable after he commits a terrible crime. What could that be? You're going to have to go check that out. From me, apparently, on Friday. No, this is from CBR. Marvel is giving away a free digital comic. If you didn't see it, there was an actual QRC code hidden in the actual show to get your first Incredible Hulk comic. Or is it the She-Hulk comic? Guess what? You're going to have to read the CBR.com story, and it'll tell you exactly when to stop. Sorry about the pause there. I suddenly lost my thoughts. The other voices wanted a little bit of time. Don't adjust your screen. This is just how that looks. HBO.com is celebrating 50 years. It's 50 Shades of HBO. Brought to us by comicbook.com. This was making a lot of news last week. This was kind of surprising, to be honest with you. Brought to us by Gamal Hennessy from the business of comic book publishing. The filmmakers know they are in legal gray zone, saying the filmmaker knows that they're in legal gray zone, saying, I don't own the Joker and Batman, but it's parody. So the short story is someone deliberately used everything to do with DC and decided to make a film about it. And it was pulled from the Toronto Festival over rights. In other words, DC was like, excuse us, those are our characters. Thank you very much. This story was making a lot of the rounds, including at HollywoodReporter.com. Don't mess with their toys. If it's not your toys, don't touch it. Andor has premiered, and the Star Wars fans are buzzing. My partner in Continuum Comics, Mike Seeley, actually reached out to me and told me how great it would be, but gave me a heads up that it might be not for younger audiences, as there's a lot more story in it than there is action. So keep that in mind if you're planning to sit down with your kids. This one might be a talky one at first. Brought to us by comicbook.com. Hey, look at that. I shared this. That's that Robin smacking someone, you know? Like father, like son. Comic Book Resources. Twitter gives us the She-Hulk director, Anu Valia, indicates the show's X-Men and Fantastic Four Easter eggs were intentional. They're coming. They're coming. The X-Men are coming to the MCU. Brought to us by Comic Book Resources. There's my main man, Gamal Hennessy, dropping some knowledge and understanding the fair use, defense, and copyright infringement over at the Comics Publishing Institute. And this is on his YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, then you don't want to learn about comics, do you? Seriously, subscribe. And check this out. It's another blow to Diamond Comic Distributors. It turns out if you shut down in April of 2020 and tell every other business, oh, well, and you don't restart until about July, well, they're not going to accept that it was COVID. They're going to hold you accountable. And that's what's been happening is Dark Horse is the latest publisher to leave to go to Penguin Random House. And just think about that. Like when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, you would have never thought Penguin Random House would be distributing comics. But hey, what a wonderful day it is to see new opportunities starting for all the comic book industry. And honestly, Diamond was abusive at times. Hopefully they get to turn the ship around and maybe they can be the necessary tool independent creators need to get to the next step. Oh no, something is not available. Damn you, Meta. All right, we're going to move on then. Ooh, Meta. We'll never know what that was. Here we go. Comicbook.com. 2 She-Hulk characters have made a Miss Marvel cameo that you all missed, and it's in comicbook.com's Twitter feed, or find it at the Comics News Wire, week 38. All right, we already did that one. That was just double. Sometimes it happens. Things just double, kids. That's how we still have more humans. Comic Book Resources Twitter page gives us She-Hulk attorney at law director Ann Liu promises plenty of surprises, and Anu Valia, I think I said that wrong, promises plenty of surprising moments in the series' remaining episodes. Ooh, I think the rest of the season is going to be so fun and different, and ideally not what you expected. What could it be? Tune in at Disney Plus on Thursdays to find out. All right, so here we go. This is brought to us by a great creator, Ari. Ari's showing off some stuff that he's been working on. This is one of his things. I really do suggest you go to my page, Rob Gregory Anderson, on the meta to find this, or just come here to week 38, the Comics News Wire. It's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time for Black Adam releases an ominous new poster. Oh my goodness. Is he the king? Did he win the Game of Thrones? Touting an end to the time of heroes is Dwayne Johnson's anti-hero since triumphantly. Uh-oh, he gonna make Batman mad. Although, wait, isn't Batman an anti-hero? Wait, were they gonna team up? That'd be so cool. Just think, The Rock and Ben Affleck. This is just for the ADHD creators watching and anyone with ADHD that escapes into comic books. And this is especially for the women. For some women with ADHD, TikTok was the first time they felt represented and seen and actually able to talk about it. I thought that was beautiful, and I wanted to share some positive news about TikTok for once. It turns out it's not really a Barbie world, but she is a Barbie girl. Margaret Robbie says that she hated the leaked photos of her and Ryan Gosling and left both actors mortified. I don't know if someone leaks photos of you on a set and you're mortified, doesn't that say more about what you're doing right then than the actual photos? You guys be the judge. Comicbook.com had us covered on this story. New York Comic Con is almost here, and here are your must-see panels, from Teen Wolf to Back to the Future to actually comics education. This is brought to you by Variety.com. I still am not over the fact that we finally made mainstream coverage. Stargirl's Breck Bessinger teases Titans crossover with a photo of herself in her costume, taken in Toronto, where the show's produced with one of his castmates. Who could it be? And this is, of course, from the Teen Titans, or the Titans. I'm sorry, they're not teens in this one. So check it out and see who the crossover might be with. That'd be kind of cool, though, wouldn't it? Huge fan of this growing up. Scott Bakula addressed why he rejected a Quantum Leap return. I saw the premiere. It's worth watching. I dug it. I'm in. It's already on my season record list. This was brought to us by MovieWeb.com. Comic Book School has announced that their panels for this year, they only got 3. I'm honestly kind of perturbed about this. Those panels have inspired me so much. I think it's a crime that Buddy Scalera didn't get at least an educational block for just one day, even if you just put it on Thursday. What could be so important on Thursday? Oh, yeah, all the cosplay stuff, of course, because everyone needs to know how to make a wig. So I'm not hating on cosplayers. I don't mean it that way. But let's be honest. Most of that stuff could be tutorials, while actually being in a room with someone like Buddy Scalera can change a creator's trajectory. I know it did for me. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for him doing this very show. Does kind of miff me. This weekend's forecast, you will find me going to Steampunk Con, Southwest Florida, here in Fort Myers, and some other creators. Find out everything by going to the thread on Comic Book Advocates called Join the Continuum of Comic Cons by using the ComicConForecast.com map for week 38 of 22. The extended forecast can be seen there as well. You guys can talk about how low is the bar for these Comic Cons now. I think it's pretty low. Maybe it's time we raise the standards. Here we go. Quantum Leap showrunner Martin Guerrero says that the new series will honor the legacy of the late Dean Stockwell, which, oh man, they had a great moment for that, who played the holographic helper Al in the original show. He was amazing. Those two gentlemen in that picture, such great times for my childhood, and an escape that I weekly got that I was very thankful for. Brought to us by Comic Book Resources Twitter feed. On October 1st, you're cordially invited to join Comic Book Fest and Hero Shack Press at Athol Town Hall from 10 a.m. to 3. It's the Public Library and Hero Shack presents. Sounds cool. I'm in. If you're in Massachusetts, so should you. Hopefully I'm in for the videos because I'm going to be in Florida that weekend. It's my niece's birthday. You know, family. Oh, look, more hush money coming to us from CBR. Apparently, DC just played whack-a-mole with all the alleged victims of Ezra Miller. Very sad news, but we'll at least get the Flash movie that sounds like it's going to be good. But I don't know how many people are going to be comfortable watching this guy. I'm going to watch for Michael Keaton. That's right, Ezra. It's all about Michael Keaton. Coming from CBR.com. Oh, man. Lone Wolf's Comics' newest Snowpaw issue is about to hit on Kickstarter. You know the drill. Find it on Kickstarter. Hit the notify me button to make sure you're there for the second issue of Snowpaw. I know I will be. Pretty sure it's the second. I don't think there was one I missed. Heartbreaking news if you're a CW fan. The last show to stand is coming to an end. The Flash star Grant Gustin commemorates his final time in the costume for the imminently ending CW series with an emotional selfie, and so many feelings. And Stargirl is not part of actually the Arrowverse that became the Flashverse that is now going to be the finished verse. Brought to us by Comic Book Resources. Sword of Justice #2 is coming soon to Kickstarter. Will you be there to get your copy? I know I already subscribed to be notified. How about you? Oh, man. My man's going to get a lot of suits over at the Disney's Plus's Armor Wars. He's getting multiple suits. Ooh, War Machine going to be lit. And this is more Sword of Justice stuff. From Cilio Spotty, he says, we are ready for the campaign for issue #2, season 2 of Sword of Justice. All the pages are inked and lettered. We just need to color and proofread the text. Here's the link. Make sure you join them on Kickstarter now. You can find this at the Comics News Wire Week 38 or on Kickstarter. The final of Marvel's X-Men 92 series gives Jubilee her most powerful upgrade. Wait. Finale? What? Wait, is she the Phoenix? Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go to the comic book store now and get me a copy of that. And we're gonna end this week with the best thing we can: free comics. Fish Lee laid down a challenge at Comic-Con today, and he says that he'll share it as well if we get 200 new subscribers of the newsletter this weekend. Not only will you get 2 free comics that comes with the newsletter, but I will release 10 digital comics to subscribers. So help get the word out. It's at Mr. Fish Comics. In the email, it's mrfishcomics.us6.list-manage.com. All right, you guys know the spiel. This is the end of the program. So if you want to send us something, go to the Comics News Wire newsroom on the Meta. You can send us an email at comicsnewswire@yahoo.com. And we would like to thank Continuum Comics for making this show partner. Thanks to a membership, to a partnership. And make sure to share not just this, but all the things that are comic book related that you think are awesome, because sharing is kind, sharing is caring, and sharing is necessary. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Comics News Wire. Make sure to subscribe to comicbookadvocates.com.